Here we go. One more time.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way, from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
All right, here we go. Another edition of the last edition, really, of the LoneHammer Fantasy Podcast. One being that since there's no Warhammer, like I said on Twitter, there cannot be no without Warhammer. There can be no LoneHammer, and this will be the for the time being anyway. I'll never say never, but this is it, the last LoneHammer. So I thought I would do this episode. I am your host, Randy Glenn, coming to you from. Can I steal Healing Hammer's line? Can I say, like, coming from Glenwood Studios here in beautiful Texas? Can I do that? Heck yeah, I can. I just did. What? Anyway, the guests tonight it's just me. I'm gonna end the podcast like I started the podcast, kind of in my mind, and then I'm just gonna do it because that's kind of how the first podcast started. It was let's do it, and I talked to Jeff, and we did it. It was in my head, figured it out, and just. And I want to thank everybody that's listened to us over the course of it's about a year, almost 12 whole months. Pretty impressive for podcasting anyway, at least in my opinion. I know there's a lot of podcasts that go much longer, super stronger, but it's okay. So for this last episode, I figured we would I would take a stroll down old LoneHammer Lane and talk about the journey that is my Warhammer experience and come to the conclusion of why it's over. Where did it go wrong? And honestly, it never really went completely sideways. But I grew up with Warhammer, and for those of you that followed it forever, I played Warhammer. I worked in a hobby store in Michigan when I was 15 or 16, and all of my friends, we played Magic and Warhammer. How we had money for Warhammer, I'm not quite sure. I think GW prices must have been much, much lower back then. And I think I played it starting in second ed, third ed, 95, 94. And I'd have to look up to see what that was because my memory is not that great. But I played for years, and then I went into the military and got out of Warhammer because, well, I couldn't take it to basic with me. And then as I established myself, I slowly kind of picked it up again. And then when I got out of the Army, I moved and it's like an in and out thing. It's like a jump in the hobby, jump out of the hobby because life just kind of moved you around. And fast forward to a couple years ago, I don't know, maybe December of 2013, maybe November, I was showing my wife something to do, and we loved playing cards at home, right? I loved playing Magic most of the time, except for the people. Like, I just like playing cards. I think cards are fun. I love playing spades, euchre, Uno. Phase 10's really big down here, for fun party games. And some of my other friends that are married, we get together, have dinner or something, we play Phase 10. And for those who've never played Phase 10, it's a fun game. It's kind of like Uno, except for you go through phases, and there's a card that tells you, and there's 10 phases of the game, and every time you complete a phase, you move on, and if the people at the table don't do that, they get stuck there, and the winner is the person that completes the last phase. And there's more complicated rules if you really want to get that into it, but really that's the game. It's more about having fun and socializing, and that's what it was. And my wife liked it, and I love hanging out with my wife. Call me crazy, I like hanging out with my wife. And so I got her before we started on like our huge career paths, and we bought two computers because I saw Star Wars in a Fry's electronics store, and I wanted to play this video game bad. So we actually bought computers just for this, and it was awesome. I mean, my wife is not a gamer, and she played it just to appease me, I think. And then she got into it, and I was like, yes, my wife loves gaming. I have the coolest wife ever. And I thought, well, if I can get her into MMOs, I can push her to tabletop gaming. And I tried to make it look like it was her idea. And I showed her catalogs of War Machine and Hordes and Malifaux and what's the other games? I can't remember now. 40K and Fantasy, and she saw Demonettes and she said these are cool. And so I picked up the codex for her, and I didn't know they had changed from 7th ed to, I think the last time I played was 6th or 7th ed to 8th edition, and I was like, oh, they're broken, but this will be fun. And she was like, I want to play Slanesh, and I was like, I don't know if they're very good. And we started picking up Demonettes, and we started painting them together, and that was going to be her army. And we bought the little box set, the Island of Blood set, and we played a little demo game of it, and she hated it. She was like, I don't understand what you're talking about. What is this weapon skill crap? And I screwed up. I should have started her on a game. Who cares about the aesthetics? Just the game, to get her to rules. I should have did what GW is doing to us now, right? I should have started her on 40K and then moved her over. So needless to say, her army became my army. So I played demons. And I remember it being like, by the time we picked everything up, and I want to say this because I owe people for this podcast, there's some like huge thank yous. When I was looking at picking up this game, I listened to 2-3 podcasts at the start heavily before I decided to play, because I want to know what the community was like, because the last time I played, it was less than ideal, right? Those of you that have met me, I'm not the most gracious of losers. I can lose, I don't mind it, but I'm more there just to play and drink. I mean, this is a guy who wore nothing but underwear and a bathrobe at Walpaca for all of day one, mainly. So that's kind of what I'm in it for. I'm in it for the alcohol and to roll dice and meet really nice people. It's almost like a singles thing, but with Warhammer and dice and bro down. But I listened to West Coast Hammer Time, and I listened to Garage Hammer and Gila Hammer. And I just was like, wow, this is what Warhammer is now. This is like when I was a kid again. This will be so fabulous. Like, this will be epic. And I'm going to go to these tournaments, and people are like, this is awesome. And I posted on the wargamersusa.com forum in its old state. And this is like end of February. I'd have to look, but something like that. Beginning of March. I'm literally just putting models together, and I think I owned like 40 Demonettes and 2 Hellflayers for some odd reason, and a Soul Grinder, a Keeper, like nothing special, just weird. And I thought, I want to play in a tournament soon. And I posted something about tournaments, and somebody said, go to Lone Wolf. Here's Mark Cox's email address, and you go to Lone Wolf. And I messaged Mark, and he's like, yeah, I have a slot, just pay and you can get in, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't have a painted army. Shit, half the stuff isn't even put together right. And he's like, I don't care. Just, come on, it's fine. So I did. I just went. And then I rented a hotel in Dallas, even though I live, pretty close by. It's still an hour or something drive. So my wife got me a hotel, and they all went drinking. It was Mark and Sean, John Bailey, Hayne. I think Cody might have been there. And I just showed up. I didn't know any of these guys. And they were just like, come on, drink. I'm like, this is fucking great. The small free time I have, I'm going to be drinking beer and throwing dice. How epic is Warhammer weekends? And I loved it. I couldn't get enough. I was like, when's the next one? And I went to Austin, and then I went to Rock Wars, and then my wife started getting friends with the other guys' friends' wives, and it was like this awesome community of what seemed like super awesomeness. And everybody's always like, oh my God, we're friends. We're such good friends. Like, look at this, we're friends. Look, we'll have gaming groups, and we're all bros. And I think this year, and last year, it ended with me at Alamo. And I was like, all right. And I missed Masters, whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping for it, but I don't paint well enough, and that's part of the process. And it is what it is. I suck at painting, and as it's been pointed out to me the whole time I played Warhammer, I suck at painting. Okay, all right. I have other redeeming qualities. Art is not one of them. I can live with that. I could die tomorrow, and somebody could say, here lies a man that does not paint well, and I would be fine with that. So this year, I was pretty excited for Warhammer. I think I signed up for like everything. I went to Wapaka, awesome time. Met the Midwest guys, and I guess I said it was the filthiest room I've ever been in, and it kind of was, because it was end time stuff, and nobody had ever seen it. And the next tournament was Lone Wolf, and I think that's the first tournament. And this isn't a knock on Mark, and this isn't a knock on Lone Wolf. This is just something that can randomly happen to any person at any event, anytime they go. And I'm sure there's people sitting at home right now, or in your car, or at work, or wherever, if you are listening to this, and you just get the short end of the stick, and you play 5 games, and 1 or 2 are good, and then you have just these 3 or 4 kick you in the fucking nut games, where you're just like, oh my God, can it just be over? Can I just go home? Or can I just say you won and then go play somebody else that is more interested in having fun than qualify for Masters right now? Can I have that? And I know people are like, well, fun is different for everybody. My definition of fun is, are we both laughing, joking, rolling dice, drinking beer? If you don't drink, I get it, but if we're laughing and joking and rolling dice, I'm having fun. And if I don't get that, it doesn't meet what my fun is. So I don't know what anybody else's fun is, and I'm not going to judge anybody else's fun, because I don't want to get people who are like, well, my fun's different than yours. I get it, but that's what I'm looking for in a game. And so, to each his own. And that was the slide of just, you all listen to our podcast. I'm sure this isn't the first one you've ever tuned into. So I'm sure you've listened to others. We always recap it, and the last couple of tournaments we've been to, I've said the same thing. Like, it was an okay game. They brought filth. I brought something stupid and got creamed. And it's my own fault for bringing stupid, right? Because in my dumb mind, I always think that if I bring stupid, I'll just keep playing stupid army lists. The problem is I win a game, and then I get set on the track of just retardedville, of just, oh my God, really this. And this has been brewing for quite a while. It's like this. I heard a guy say this, and I'm not going to say his name, but he said that when he reads Twitter and Facebook and he sees the comments that people make, it's like a kid, when you're a kid and there's a guy in your face and he's spinning his finger in your face and he's saying, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. And that's what I feel like. I'm going to say a number, and I'm sure I'm over-exaggerating, so persecute me all you want, but half of the gamers in Warhammer right now are that fucking kid. I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, and it just, ugh. ugh. And anybody that's on Twitter right now, if you follow enough people or if you have enough followers tweeting at you or something, you know what I'm talking about. And all of a sudden, these people that are your bros and want to travel, I travel anywhere to hang out with my bros, are the ones that are trolling the shit out of you. And before I continue this, I'm going to say this. Age of Sigmar is the new thing. Okay? I've been accused of being a fanboy, of a sunshine pumper, whatever the fuck else you want to call me. All I have ever said is I had fun. I had. Key word in the sentence is I had fun. I had a fun game at it. I tried it. I played a guy. I played Jody. And if any of you ever go to a tournament and can challenge, request, try to play Jody, it's a fun game. It doesn't matter what bliss he brings. It's fun. He's a fun guy. I had a fun time. Even when he summoned a Bloodthirster, that we found out it was illegal. Who cares? We were learning the rules. He did it. Beat me. We were having fun rolling dice. It was just goofy. Goofy fun. It's the best way I can explain it to anybody. We just had a lot of fun. And that statement of I've had fun becomes you're a fanboy. And everybody, it's like you went to, you go buy a brand new car and you're so proud of your car, right? We've all done this. Especially when you're like 22 and you finally have enough money and you're like, I'm going to go buy a nice car. Yeah. Or a truck or an SUV, whatever it is you got. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And for this example, let's just say you went out and got a new Mustang. Pretty sharp car. And everybody, and all you did is drive up into your driveway or drove to your friend's house and you said, look at my car. I love this car. I love it. I love my car. And the first words out of your friend's mouth, because we're all friends, remember? Everybody's a bro. The first words out of your friend's mouth are, it kind of sucks, dude. The Camaro's way better. Why didn't you get a Camaro? Matter of fact, why did you get the new model? Why didn't you get it used? It's cheaper. It's better. The old model is way better. You didn't get a 67 Shelby? Like, why'd you get the new Mustang? God. It's the same thing, right? And then you end up defending. I like it. Like, it does this. Well, this does this. And it's faster. Well, and there's a Viper, and that's way faster, and it's got a bigger engine. And while we're at it, you can't tow anything. You should have got a F-250. Like, what? I just got a sports car. It's the same thing. Age of Sigmar. I had fun playing Age of Sigmar. That game sucks. It is definitely not 8th edition. We need to make 8.5. Matter of fact, where's Kings of War at? Anybody for Malifaux? Malifaux's a way better game. Like, what are we talking about here? Age of Sigmar it's a new game. It's just a game. And all you want to do is shit on this game. And even today on Twitter, I was like, holy fuck, we're a week into it. And it's this podcast, War Machine Podcast, hit it dead on. And I'm like, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they knocked the shit. And they're all experienced Warhammer fantasy players that got out of the game. And now they're playing War Machine. And they nailed it. You are on a making me ride a horse for the rule. And the rules is degrading. Well, I mean, I'm a guy that wore a bathrobe to Wapaka on day one and a pair of shorts because I was too lazy to put on clothes because I was too busy drinking. That was me. The same guys that say that riding a fake horse is stupid are the guys that post pictures on Twitter of their bellies or, their bro love. And I've seen them do way worse at a tournament. And this is offending them? Well, it's in the rules. I hate it. It makes me do it. I thought the first rule of Warhammer, period, was always make it however you want it as long as you're having fun. I mean, that was always the intro. Like, feel free to change the rules to do it how you see fit. If you don't like it, then omit it, I guess. It seems like an easy fix to me. seems simple, but to other people, it's you know what it is? It's tiring. Maybe I'm becoming a cranky old man. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just a person that works 120 hours every 2 weeks, 140 hours, and when I have a chance to play a tabletop game that I love, and everyone wants to shit on your fucking, like, just give you a big old Cleveland steamer. And yeah, I'm not saying that Age of Sigmar is a perfect game. So please, before anybody's like, hey, you're a fucking fanboy, it's far from perfect. I'll get into that in a second. And GW's in this whole mess. Okay? But as a community, as a Warhammer community, if Warhammer fails now, it's not on anybody but us, you guys. I'm just removing myself from the equation, I guess. Because there are a lot of positive people in the world, and there's always going to be that negative guy. There's always like one or two. Same guy at the tournament that shows up with a dickhead list, you know, the win at all cost guy that everybody fears playing. Well, most of us don't like playing, and maybe I'm in the minority now. Maybe I'm just the guy that wants to show up and have fun. You know, I see a lot of guys like, I'm showing up to have fun, and, you know, it's this kick you in the dick list, and you're like, have fun how? What's your definition of fun? I think our definitions are off. And that's fine. If you want to win and that's your definition of fun, do it. I mean, that's you. Do it. Have a good time with it. I'm cool with that. I think Julian and Jake Murphy drank beer. We're doing Beer Hammer table 1 of, you know, Paul's Cock. It was epic. More power to them. That was fucking awesome to even hear about. I mean, let alone to see how much they drank. But I guess I'm just tired of trying to defend the fact that I said I had fun. And I saw, and I've heard for days now, people email or direct message me on Twitter or Facebook message me their horror stories of Age of Sigmar. The game doesn't seem fun to them. And I get it. I get it completely. If you just don't like skirmish games and you're like, I want rank and file. Hey, I don't want to play Malifaux because I don't like the card mechanic. I get it. I love the models. I don't know. It just doesn't interest me. I'm not interested in that genre of models. I totally get it. And I've been creamed for saying, play the game before you bash the shit out of it. And I only say that to Warhammer players, and I won't ever say that again to somebody because it gets thrown in your fucking face too, because they'll just do whatever they want. And, you know, I'm having fun as I table my opponent. It's fun for me. Fun. I'm having fun. I tried it. Stupid. I know. I get it. I had a fun game when I play tested it. And then I've heard the tabling stories. And then I witnessed last night, one player take a magic phase that never ended, and I watched another player get taken off the board. And okay. And even before that, I demoed Kings of War, and I thought, Kings of War is okay. I had fun playing it, just like I had fun playing Age of Sigmar. Okay. I don't know. You do everything in your turn. Like, you don't really even need to talk to your opponent, really. And I know what a lot of the guys are saying. It's very tactical. You have to get your stuff into position, and there's no standoff. So okay. Elves move 6 inches. Orcs move 5. I know I won my game, but I mean, in all honesty, if you can't back up, and in Kings of War you measure out, so it's not guess. You don't like look at the table and go, are they within the charge? Are we close? How close are we? There is none of that. You just make it in. You just measure and go, oh, I am within charge. At least that was our interpretation of the rule, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and oh well, I don't care. It was fun. I had fun. I rolled dice with a guy I was in a club with, and I'm not anymore, and I'm okay with that. It was fun. It took us 15 minutes to play the game, maybe 20, 1,500 points. It was fast. Very fast. I was okay with that. It was fine. But I when I watched that, I was watching 2 Age of Sigmar games going at once. In one game, 2 people brought like just lists to dick around with and just kind of have fun and roll dice, and one was a GW formation. It sure was. And okay. And the game was over, and both people said they had fun playing. Okay. I can't judge your fun. If not moving any of your models, setting up your models, having them all pulled off is fun because you got to watch it happen and you just want to see it. Okay, I get it. I totally understand. And I made a comment then, and I'm going to make it again because I just don't give a shit, and I can. Because I have the microphone and I will say whatever I want. But I looked at it as I've never played your game before, Warhammer players, who aren't a huge community to begin with. And if that's what I just saw, and trust me, there was another person there that watched it and just rolled their eyes. When you see that happen, why would you ever want to play the game again? Like, why would you want to play? Like, what makes you want to invest $500, $1,000, $750? I mean, armies aren't cheap. It's a lot of money. I mean, fuck, $1,000 is a Vegas vacation. $1,000 is a cruise to the Caribbean. That's an army. Why would I invest that money when I just saw that? Convince me to come to your tournament now, knowing that I might have to play that twice. I'm waiting. And I know I'm giving ammunition to everybody that hates Age of Sigmar right now, but that is them to rules, them to breaks. And that's what offended me the most at the time. That's what I just, even before, like when I was watching it happen, I texted my wife and another buddy of mine. I said, okay, I'm out of this game. I'm out of fantasy. I'm out of all of them because of this. This is the behavior. This is the behavior of people, of grown men, that I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. My finger's in your face, but I'm not touching you. That just, it's so, okay, cool, great, you did it, and everybody can say it to me. Go ahead, whatever. I played a Keeper of Secrets and I played Slanesh and I cackle bombed you. Ha! I did. Sure did. 6 dice that motherfucker all day, baby. My one broke model with 50 demonettes and 2 soul grinders. Broken. Cannons were a thing though, so I mean, I don't know what to tell anybody. And I saw that. I saw the summoning thing, and I see how gross it is. And trust me, everybody that hates Age of Sigmar, when I saw that game, and I looked at 2 other guys playing, and I saw 2 guys playing this and 2 guys playing that, and I was like, there's 2 guys here that are on like a turn 4, and it's like a nail biter of a game where dice are just, they're rolling dice and anything could happen. And then you watch that, and you're like, well, I would, like, if I saw those 2 guys playing, I would definitely want to play with them and pick it up. But if that's what I saw, and I think Domus tweeted out, and he said, basically, Adepticon type of things are going to be the thing of the future. One game is going to get wrecked. And I think that he's right. For everybody that wants to keep 8.5 alive, where's your new players coming from? What models are they going to buy if GW stops producing these ones? I know you can buy Mantic or whatever models, but GW models are better than a lot. I know Ryan Smith paints beautiful models. I don't know what they're from. Are they Darklands or something? They're gorgeous. I know there are other guys that do really great conversions. So is 8.5 your answer? If it is, I wish you well. I really do. I know I'm probably coming off as a douchebag right now and just bitter. I'm not. I hope that it succeeds. I hope that if your hobby, what your hobby is, I hope that you're successful in it. If Age of Sigmar can be comped and ruled down, I hope that that's a tournament option for everybody. If Kings of War or Malifaux or whatever, I think I saw Bragging Rights ask if, who wants to play Malifaux for Bragging Rights next year. Awesome. That's an awesome initiative. I love it. Like, I love the idea. If I liked Malifaux, I'd be like, fuck, sign me up for that team thing. Because all I ever hear of Bragging Rights is how much fun people have there. I mean, people make the videos and all this stuff. Bragging Rights, that just sounds awesome. You know what I mean? But here's where I'm really going to get to. Here's my exit. Here's why I don't want to be part of this anymore. Because I was under the assumption it was about friendship too. I was under the assumption that we were friends, and I made a cardinal mistake. That most of the people that we play Warhammer with were not friends, we're acquaintances. And I lost my own golden rule of what a friend really is and what an acquaintance is. An acquaintance is a person I know and I, might let to my house and have dinner, or I might meet up and have a drink with. A friend is somebody I might loan them actual money. Monetarily speaking, I would give them money. Like you could call me at 2 a.m. in jail and I would come and bail you out. And there are only a handful of people I would do that to. That I would give you my money to bail you out of jail. And people said things like, I would travel anywhere for my bros. Well, Age of Sigmar opened my eyes to who my bros are and aren't. Because my friends that I've had my whole life do not troll the shit out of me constantly. And everybody that likes Age of Sigmar or hates Age of Sigmar knows what I'm talking about. You look at Facebook. Hell, your game club. I don't know how your gaming clubs are. Or, I'm not going to go into what mine used to be because I don't belong to a club anymore. And that's on me. But being trolled every day about, look at this video of how much Age of Sigmar sucks. Look at this, how much this just sucks. Like, okay, I get it. I got it. Great. You hate it. Point taken. Asked and answered. Can we move on, please? You hate it. I got it. And then you end up typing back and it starts a thing because you're like, it's really a fun game. You should try it. Nah, I hate it. I've played games my whole life. I can read the rules and know this is a stupid game. Oh, okay, well, you should try it. I think you'll have fun. Just give it a go. No, it's stupid. I'll play it, but yeah, it's stupid. Whatever. What did what list did you bring? Oh, I did this, and the rule book said to, and it's stupid. Oh, okay. All right. But I had fun. You said I'd have fun. I had fun. I tabled somebody. Okay, I got it. You hate the game. Awesome. But my friends are supportive. My whole life, I've had nothing but supportive friends, and maybe I'm spoiled. My true friends have always been supportive. I think I'm going to get married. Oh, that's awesome for you, man. Hey, are you sure about this? But, man, that is so great. Congratulations to you. Hey, I think I'm going to build a house and go here. Oh, my God, that is wonderful. What is that? Well, how much is the house? What's the, that's pretty good, but have you checked this out? Yeah, okay, well, great. No, awesome. Good luck. Good for you. Hey, I think I'm going to play in a soccer league. Wow, you ever played soccer before? No, I'm going to try it out. Are you in shape for that? No, I don't know. I'm getting a little fat. Oh, good for you, dude. Wait, play. That's what your friends do. That's friends to me. Those are my friends. And over the last month, my friends in Warhammer it's the opposite. I love this game. I think it's fun. I love it. I don't even love it. I like playing it. I had fun playing it. That sucks. You're stupid. You're a fanboy. You're a fucking idiot. Okay. And I don't want to hear about honesty anymore. And I'm just being brutally honest with you. I think the people that say that shit have never been just like smacked across the fucking mouth as a kid. Like, honestly, honesty is great when you need it, but this is a game. This isn't. I'm not about to marry a stripper named Candy, and I need to, sense knocked into me. I'm not about to invest $10,000 into a freaking, I don't know, a newspaper company. You guys get the drift. Bad ideas that you need your friends to step in and say, this is a bad idea. Let's talk this over. This is just a game using stuff I already own. And the taste, the sour taste in my mouth from it, it's unbearable. I can't taste. I don't care. So I want to thank some people that were very instrumental in making the hobby fun for me while it was fun. I do want to thank the guys at Garage Hammer, West Coast Hammer Time, and Heel and Hammer for having a great show that I could listen to that made me figure out what I wanted to do, and I knew that this was something that I thought I should be a part of. Most of the guys at the Hangover Heroes, awesome, hanging out with most of you guys. You're spread all over the country. I had a blast hanging out with, when I went with Hayne and Dan and Mark, and I saw Fred and Hingel, and I met Johnny, I met Hastings and all those guys up at the Port Hammer guys, and Skull Bros guys, and it's like there's not enough time to thank the people you met. Like, Wapaka was like the pinnacle of all tournaments. Alamo and Wapaka were like the two funnest things I've ever done, gaming wise, ever in my life. That I can look back and go, that was, fuck man, that was great. It was just so much fun, gaming wise and people and festivities wise. It was just so great. And I would miss something like that. And yeah, I've dropped all of my tournaments for the year. Getting those refunds back was pretty epic. Not gonna lie to you. It's paying for a little cabin for the weekend, so that helps. I'm sorry I don't have my sunshine and rainbows today for everybody. I don't know if LoneHammer will forever be dead. Because Mark and Jeff can keep it going. And I definitely want to thank them for coming on with me and voicing their opinions, and when they were different, which they usually were, than mine anyway. And, I don't know. So, the age of Sigmar is upon us. Warhammer is over. And so is LoneHammer.